All right, everybody. So we just finished reviewing what a text-dependent analysis is, and everybody's probably a little bit stressed because it sounds very overwhelming. Well, guess what? Don't be overwhelmed. You have R.A.C.E.R. You have R.A.C.E.R by your side. You're looking right at it, and you're about to have it in your mind. When you are asked to write a response to any kind of a prompt, if you can memorize what the R.A.C.E.R in R.A.C.E.R represent, you will write an absolutely beautiful response every time. So let's go learn about using R.A.C.E.R so that all of our answers this year are beautiful. The R in R.A.C.E.R. The R in R.A.C.E.R stands for read and restate the question or the prompt. Whenever you think of the R, the first letter of R.A.C.E.R, I want you to look at the question and the prompt you've been given. When you look at the question and the prompt you've been given, what you're going to do with the R is you're going to restate the question or the prompt, and you're going to make a statement. You're going to take the question and turn it into a statement. That will be the first sentence of your response to a prompt you've been given. For example, what are the 3 reasons the author gives for the pandemic? I am going to get rid of the question mark. I am going to get rid of the question word what. And then I'm going to write the question as a statement. There are 3 reasons the author gives for the pandemic. If you see, I took the question and turned it immediately into a statement, and that statement basically sets me up to write the 3 reasons that an author is going to give for a pandemic. It's as easy as that. You've got this R, the first R of R.A.C.E.R. The second letter of the word R.A.C.E.R is an A. The A represents answer. Answer the question or the prompt. We know that the question words are who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now, if you look at this diagram, you have a few possible starters on how to answer a who, what, when, where, or why, or how question. Blank was the character who. What? Blank is the main blank. When? The time and the date is what when is asking. Where? The location or the place. Why? There are 7 reasons that, and you explain the why. And then how? To explain something, there are this many steps. Those are a few possible sentence starters you can use to respond to the question you were given in the prompt. Words you may want to consider when answering the questions are in the right-hand column. What kind of words do you want to use to answer a who question? What kind of words do you want to use to answer a what, a when, a where, a why, and a how question? You'll want to write at least 2 sentences to fully answer the question. Usually the answer will include your thesis sentence. The thesis sentence is the main idea and focus for your entire response. The C in R.A.C.E.R represents citing and collecting evidence. Now, when we get to the E, underline the E on your page because that's going to bring us up to our next slide, which is the E for R.A.C.E.R. But let's go to C right now, cite and collect. The best thing you can do is to make a list of evidence that you're going to use to support your answer. You read the question, you thought about it, you turned this question into a statement, and now you need to cite and collect what you're going to present as part of your answer. You should always include who or what provided you with the information you used to form your response. So I gave you an example in this chart of making a column for owner of evidence, then to the right, making a column for where evidence was found, and then the third column is to write what that actual evidence is and write it in quotes. Whatever you copy directly from the passage that you read that you are using to write your answer, the part that supports your answer, you need to put that in quotes if you copied it exactly. So C represents cite and collect. E in R.A.C.E.R represents elaborate, explain your evidence. As I just said in the cite the evidence, this is the piece where you are going to explain the evidence that you found. You're going to elaborate. This is an opportunity for you to connect your ideas to what the author said. Look at your answer and look at your evidence collection. How do you put it all in order to explain your answer? This is your time to make your answer make sense and explain it to the reader. This is where you will make your point. One guideline we've always used in writing with R.A.C.E.R is to use our first, next, then, and finally as key words to make sure that we include the evidence in order or explain each one of our details. So E, elaborate, explain my evidence. You got your evidence under the C. You're going to write at least 3, if not 4, pieces of information to elaborate, explain your evidence. And here we are, back to the letter R. The letter R still represents restate. The last R does go back to restate, but we want to reword and remark about the introductory sentence from the first R. This is going to be the wrap-up of your response. So the example that we look at on this page is there are 3 reasons the author gives for teen distractions. You're going to remark about the overall new information you have gained or a conclusion you drew by answering the question. So an example of your remark may be, teen distractions are explained by the author of this article. These distractions may slow down learning if they are not considered by teens and teachers. You're going to take the information you absorbed when you read the passage. You're going to take your old knowledge and link it to new knowledge, what you learned from what the author wrote, and you're going to basically draw a conclusion, and at the very end of your paper, remark about what you took away from reading the passage as it pertains to the prompt you were given. You had a prompt, you had a question, it started the essay, it started your response. You're going to wrap it up in the very end with remarking about what you walked away learning from that passage. So there you have it. R.A.C.E.R. I hope it helps. Good luck writing.